everyone, my name is Ugochi Vivian Uka. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Woo! It's been so long since I did this, guys. It's been very busy over the past couple of years. I've moved up and down different countries, different cities. It's been crazy, so I'm just getting back to things and settling in. But you know, it is what it is. That's how life is as an adult. You adults. But yes, I'm here, I'm healthy, I'm alive. I thank God everything is going well. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So this year alone, I've been to Fiji, Australia, New Zealand, Bali, which is part of Indonesia, like very, very far places. And someone was asking me, how do you do all this long distance travel? Honestly, it requires some tips because there can be some challenges. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today. 10 tips on how to have a good long distance travel. Number 1 tip: plan and book your ticket ahead of time. I'm talking about your flight ticket. Please don't be like me. All the trips I went on, I booked my ticket last minute. And if I tell you how expensive they were, you will cry for me. So don't be like me. Make sure you plan ahead of time. Check for the prices. Like once you know you want to travel, once you're even thinking about it, start looking at flight tickets, start looking at accommodation. Check different websites for bookings and book early enough. If you're not sure, you could book the cancelable ones or the flexible ones so that you can change the date. But I would say book early enough because it will be way cheaper than booking a week or 2 weeks before your travel date. Please don't do that at all. And even within that tip, I would say that you can afford business class, this is the time. This is the time to pay for it because those flights, I'm telling you, in total those flights are like 30 hours plus. Yes, for me to go from where I live to Australia, it took me 35-36 hours, including the layovers. So please book ahead of time. Buy your business class or first class if you can afford it, or economy flex. I didn't do any of those things, and honestly I suffered. So if you can do it, do it. If you cannot do it, it's okay, but try to book the seats that you like. So if you prefer sitting on the aisle or by the window, just try to book any of them because you don't want to take risks with long distance flights. Number 2, always check the visa requirements. I find that sometimes people who have international passports, you know, like the Americanas, the British people, the Canadians, always like, oh, I can travel anywhere, I don't need visas. It will shock you. Because there are many countries that need electronic visa. So it's not necessarily the ones that where you have to go to the embassy and queue up, but you might still need to apply for visas. So always check the entry requirements. You also need like health care cards, some signatures, some forms for you to sign before you enter the country. Some also have very strict rules about bringing in things. I mean, Fiji, Australia, you can't bring in honey, you can't bring in any food, not even the food they serve you on the plane. I kid you not, because I remember on the flight they served me food, I didn't finish eating it, and then I wanted to bring it and they announced you cannot bring it. I was like, oh, this is the food you guys gave me. They said you cannot bring it in, they will fine you. So I had to throw out things. So always check all those requirements before you go to those countries so that you don't go there and end up locked up, you know, like Akon got locked up, they won't let you out. So yeah, please keep that in mind. Number 3, I would say when you're making long distance travels, try as much as possible to break your flights. So instead of just flying as much, like, you know, straight flight to almost Australia, I don't think there's direct flight, but instead of like taking the most direct flights, long flights, 14 hours journey, 13 hours journey, if you can break your flights and visit other countries, that would be better. I'll give you an example. When I wanted to go to Australia, that was the main point I was going to, but I went to Hawaii first. Actually, Hawaii was the main place I was going to. I was going for a conference, but I went to Hawaii first. Then I broke my trip and I stopped in Fiji for a couple of days, then went to New Zealand for a few more days, you know, enjoyed the scenery, used that time to rest a bit, and then by the time I got to Australia, I wasn't as exhausted. Now I know that this made a difference because coming back, I didn't do the same. And when I came back, I was so tired. In fact, I wanted to cry on the way back. I wanted to cry because all the trips were just so long. Same thing when I was going to Bali. It was just long and felt unbearable for me. So my advice would be, try to visit other places, other cities or countries, break your trips as much as possible. And still related to that, I'll say when you have layovers, try as much as possible to give yourself enough time. Don't just have layover for 1 hour, because as you may know, flights sometimes experience delays in takeoffs and in landing. And so if you only have 1 hour and you're landing in another country, you have to go sometimes pick up your bag. It depends on where you're landing in, but sometimes you have to go through security again. You might have to go through customs again. 1 hour would not be enough. In fact, you find yourself sprinting through and you might miss your next flight. So I would say give yourself at least 2 hours layover, and for longer distance flights, I would say even 3 hours. If you don't know what to do, you can go to the lounge. There are many airport lounges. Try to find out how you can go to the airport lounges. Some credit cards allow you to go there, some flight tickets, it depends. So I would say, rather than book short layovers and risk missing your flight, book a longer layover, stay in the airport lounge and just chill. Or there are some airports, many airports have duty-free shops. You don't have to buy anything, you can just window shop. I stopped in Singapore on one of my trips. They have very nice butterfly gardens and different entertainment things, so you can do those things. Even in Taiwan, they have very nice, I was just looking, like forest-like creations. Look around, entertain yourself. Just make sure you have an alarm set so that you can go to your boarding gate before your flight ticket. Because, and something you should keep in mind, some airports have another security just before you enter the plane. And I'm not talking about the first security that you go and check in. I mean another security. You pass security, you go around the boarding gate area, you have to throw away the water that you fetched in the airport. This has happened to me multiple times now. It's happened to me in Singapore. It's happened to me in, I think, Colombia. They'll ask you to pour the water away, even if you fetched it in the airport. You do another security to check your bag again. So make sure you give yourself enough time. Number 4, wear comfortable clothing. This is very important. Sometimes I see some people at the airport, and I don't want to judge. We look and we don't judge. But I see some people at the airport, and I'm just like, I hope they know what they are doing, But whatever, I mean, comfort is relative. Someone like me, I always used to wear jeans and t-shirts with sneakers. Easy, nice and easy. But I noticed for long distance flights, the jeans were not even comfortable anymore because of the hook is too tight. So I decided that next time I'm traveling, I'm going to wear loose trousers. I always like to wear trousers, longer things because of cold, even though they still give you a blanket in the plane. But for me, I always feel a little bit cold. So I always have, trousers, a light, easy t-shirt, is a hoodie that I can zip up or remove if I feel too warm. So I try to keep myself comfortable, and then I always have scarf as well. And that's besides the plain blanket that they give you. So please always dress comfortably. And speaking of comfortably, number 5. Now listen and listen carefully, because this is the most important tip I'm going to give you. If you don't remember any other tip I've given you in this video, remember this tip. For long distance travels, anything more than 5 hours, if you are a woman or a man over the age of 30, wear compression socks. What did I say? Wear compression socks. I have different compression socks. Some I carry in my laptop bag. This one is like thinner. And then I put one in my laptop bag all the time because I usually travel my laptop bag. And I also wear compression socks at the office sometimes when I know I'm going to sit down for long. This one is thicker. I always have one in my carry-on, and I have another one. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in pharmaceutical stores or pharmacies. But it's very important for older people, older in quotes. Otherwise, your legs will be so swollen after that flight. It will be like New Yam. G. It will be, I'm not even joking, your legs will be so swollen. The very first time I had a long trip, I was going to South Africa. I took off my shoes. I was still wearing my normal socks. I took off my shoes because when I wanted to lie down and sleep. By the time I got up and we landed, my feet could not fit into my shoes anymore. So that's where compression socks help in. They keep your legs compressed. They help with the blood flow, especially when you're just sitting down for a long time. Please and please wear compression socks. It also helps prevent muscle pull. I know a couple of people, they traveled long distance, they did not wear compression socks. Not one person, not even two. And their legs were hurting them so bad. So please, try to wear compression socks. Number 6, I would say for long distance travel, try to still maintain some personal hygiene. I always have my toothbrush and my small toothpaste in my purse, in my handbag or whatever, so that when we have layovers, I can take them to the washroom and just brush my teeth. And then you can wash your face with your hand, or if you have a small soap, you can do that. But at least my teeth are brushed. And I think that that's very important, because you're in the plane, your mouth is closed, you're watching movies, you're just eating bread and all the things that they're serving you. And have pity on the person next to you. Just have pity. Like, how mouth can be when it's been closed for a long time. So just try to brush. For people sitting in business class or whatever class, they have bigger bathrooms, so maybe they can also brush their teeth there. But for those of us in the economy, the toilet is very tiny. I don't even want to brush my teeth there. So usually I just wait. When I come down from the plane, I go and brush my teeth. Take your things handy, and if there's any cream or whatever, face towels, just carry them in your hand luggage. It's easier. Number 7, I always get confused. Always carry your medications. The medications that you use daily and the medications that you might need in case of emergency. So things like your if you have allergies like me, take your EpiPen, take your Benadryl, whatever it is that you use, take that. I would say Imodium is a good one to carry, Imodium and ORS, because you just never know what could happen. I've had allergic reactions while traveling. I don't post those on my Instagram, and people don't post the things that could go wrong, but that's why it's important for you to have those medications. Number 8, carry some snacks. And I tell you, carry some snacks because you don't know when you'll be hungry, and you don't know when and what they serve on the plane. I've been in planes sometimes when they're about to serve the food, there's turbulence. The next thing, they go back. They're like, oh, sorry, you cannot serve anymore. Flight attendants, return to your seats. You are there hungry, you are shaking because you did not carry any food. Always carry some snacks, even if it's biscuit, cookies, whatever. Just carry snacks, and carry your bottle that you fill with water at the airport, or you ask the air hostess to give you water. Also, another reason why it's good for you to carry your own food is that you don't know if your food of preference will be finished on the plane. Same thing happened to me. Some on the plane, most times in the economy, they say chicken or pasta. So I was like, worst case, if chicken is done, I'll eat pasta. When I was traveling, I think it was one of the flights from Bali, the chicken was finished. The food that was available was seafood. I'm allergic to shellfish. So once you say seafood, I know it's going to have something that has shellfish. So what did that mean? It meant that I didn't have food. So if I was just relying on them, then what would I have done? I would have been super hungry. So make sure you have something to eat, some snacks. Nothing perishable, just something that in case of anything, like nuts, whatever, just keep them handy. And also in case you need to take medication, you can easily take them. Number 9, I would say that if you have problems falling asleep, carry melatonin. And most countries you can get them over the counter. There are some countries I think you might need prescription, but just ask before you travel. Carry some melatonin, so that when you go to somewhere, especially those far places, a lot of times there's a time difference. So I think places like Australia and the rest, they're like 12 hours, sometimes even more ahead of some other places. So because of that, when you go there, it might be hard for you to sleep. You might be jet lagged. So just carry some melatonin. It's natural. You just take it before you sleep, maybe an hour or so before you sleep, and then that could help you fall asleep. Otherwise, when you go there, you might not sleep, you might be cranky in the morning, you might not enjoy your vacation, your conference, whatever it is that you went there for. So carry some melatonin. Number 10, I would say always try to have some cash. And I would say the most preferable cash the most preferable cash is US dollars. If you have some US dollars, hold them with you. So when you go to a country, try to find an ATM in the airport if you need that country's currency, and just do some quick withdrawal. Or change some US dollars with the bureau de change in the airport. Just a bit, don't change too much, because airport rates are usually ridiculous. But you just change the one that you can use for your taxi, for immediate expenses. And then when you get to your destination, you can ask your hotel or wherever you're going to stay for a better place with a better exchange rate. But always have some cash, because you don't know when you're going to need it. So yeah, those are my 10 tips that I've given to you. And an additional tip: if you can, for long distance journeys, try to walk around in the plane. Like, just get up, stretch your legs, move around. Kind of same thing I talked about with the compression socks. Like, you don't want to be seated too long and then all your blood is not flowing. So that's what I'll add. So yeah, I hope you find these tips helpful. Let me know if you try anything, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you again so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to bring you more videos. Okay, take care and have a wonderful summer. Bye.